Nine Flames Sovereign Chapter 6, Cuba. Han Lin was very calm. In more than half a year, 9 or 10 months, I will be 15 years old. Do you think Han Feng will be able to surpass me in more than 6 months? Han Lai was taken aback, then smiled and shook his head quickly. How could it be possible that even if Han Feng's qualifications are higher than Han Lin's qualifications, it is only one grade higher, one is the 4th grade and the other is the 5th grade. They are both low-grade middle grade qualifications, and the gap between them is not so big that it is so big. The degree of looking up. Han Gu cautiously said at this time, Han Lin, even if we don't trouble Han Feng, others may not. Han Lin snorted, then it depends on Han Feng himself. I will not take the initiative to target him, but I will not protect him. About half an hour later, Instructor Lin finally couldn't sit still, and said loudly, little boys, you cultivate slowly, and the time is up to disband yourself. After saying this, Instructor Lin walked away quickly. All the teenagers knew that this was to report to the Patriarch, the 4th class qualification, in the entire Han family, only a very small part, the 3rd class qualification, there is only one, or a girl. This girl, Han Feng also knows. Speaking of which, Han Feng still calls this girl his cousin. Unfortunately, the younger generation of the Han family, girls and teenagers are trained separately, and even the instructors are different, so Han Feng cannot see this girl here. As soon as the instructor Lin left, the discussion among the many Han teenagers gradually became louder and buzzed. Everyone knows what the 4th class qualifications mean. The current head of the Han family, as well as Han Lin's father and other real senior officials of the Han family, are basically only 5th class qualifications. Although Han Feng had a 4th class qualification before, he could not produce internal energy due to various reasons. Now the problem has been resolved and he has been able to exert the true power of the 4th class qualification. It is conceivable that it will not be long before Han Feng will be able to learn from them. Jumped out from the middle and became the best. This makes a group of half-sized kids full of envy and jealousy. In the crowd, a burly young man who was covered in black and autumn gritted his teeth. Damn it, once Han Feng surpasses me, I will be the bottom of the goods. No, before that, I must show my power, so that in the future Han Feng surpasses me, it won't be too shameful. And I just cursed Han Feng a few days ago. If Han Feng takes his grudges, I will definitely not get better in the future. Instead of being squeezed out by Han Feng in the future, it is better to teach him and leave him a stain. Thinking of this person strode towards Han Feng. Ha ha ha, Han Feng, congratulations, now that the problem of internal energy is solved, it will be soaring in the future. The young Korean Feng handed over with a smiling face. This behavior shocked many young people around. This guy in Cuba, didn't you not understand Han Feng before? Why now? Hey, I think Cuba wants to please Han Feng, so as not to be warned by Han Feng in the future. Now Han Feng has been able to cultivate his inner strength, relying on the 4th class qualification, it is no longer the same as before. TSK, not necessarily, this guy in Cuba is very sinister, the more sincere he smiles now, maybe. Han Lin glanced at this side, and soon he calmly practiced the claw condensation technique. Cuba looked to Han Lin like a waste. After 3 years of training, he is still in the early stage of the mortal stage, and in the early stage of the mortal stage, he is only inferior. If the total internal energy of the early fan stage had a division and it was 100, then Cuba's internal energy would only be 20 or 30 to death. This internal strength, Han Lin only took 2 months to achieve it. Han Lin smiled weirdly, and secretly said, let this trash test the strength of my cousin. Han Feng looked at Cuba calmly, but he became vigilant in his heart. Just a few days ago, the two of them had some disputes. Han Feng is even more clear about Cuba's behavior. Cuba cannot be pleased so soon. Cuba does not have the surname Han, which means that Cuba's father is just a servant of the Han family, but he can come here for training. Cuba's father is among the servants and can be regarded as a high-ranking existence. As long as Cuba breaks through to the human rank, he can be given the surname Han. Han Feng knows that, as the son of a slave, Cuba's status here can be said to be in the lower ranks. Finally, there is a direct line member who can't produce internal energy waste. Cuba naturally targets him intentionally or unintentionally, and it's better for the Han family. The direct line of that strong jealousy. Now that his symptoms are intact, how can Cuba give up, whether it is to vent his anger or to prevent him from taking action against him in the future? Cuba will do something. Of course, on the surface, Han Feng said with a smile on his face, "Ye Fei soared up to the sky too much. There is a big gap between me and everyone. How can it be so easy to catch up? It's just hard work to improve my strength." Cuba laughed again. "Speaking of which, every time we train, we will practice martial arts in pairs. In the past, you couldn't generate internal energy and no one played against you. This time, how about letting me play with you?" On the surface, it was just a friendly discussion, but in fact, Han Feng sneered in his heart. Sure enough, it's not a good intention. Even if I can generate internal energy now, how much can I cultivate in one night? It seems that this Cuba intends to put a trace of indelible stain on my future record. Think about it, in the future, he will really become a senior of the Han family. This stain will greatly reduce his prestige. Www. Well, novel. Calm unless his strength is so high that the entire Han family will look up in the future. This stain will be ignored. Cuba still looked at Han Feng with a smile. How about it? My proposal is not bad, you know, only in the battle can you detect your own shortcomings and improve. Or, Han Feng, you look down on me, the son of a servant, and don't want to fight with me. At the end, Cuba's face suddenly sank. Han Feng scolded in his heart that there were too many servants of the Han family not surnamed Han. Han Feng believed that as long as he said yes, in the afternoon, the whole servants of the Han family not surnamed Han would know about it. Many slaves bear hatred, and life will not be easy until they grow up. At this time, the young people who noticed here also understood Cuba's plan, and each of them cursed Cuba for cunning in their hearts, but looked at Han Feng with gloat. Many people are also jealous of Han Feng. If it were the beginning, Han Feng would be able to display the strength of the fourth-class qualifications. These people would not be so. But at the beginning, Han Feng could not generate internal energy. In their perception, Han Feng and waste are no different. Suddenly, Han Feng's symptoms healed, and he was promoted from waste to Han family's first-class genius. The sharp gap between before and after made a group of half-in children unbalanced. Jealousy, also produced from this. Today, the second and third updates will be sent in succession, lest the website cannot be updated at night. The collection seems to have stopped. Brothers, if there are still uncollected, be sure to collect it. This is crucial to the success of the new book. Please collect. Seeking recommendation.